Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a picture of oyster mushroom, one of the very, very, very easiest mushrooms to be cultivated for both commercial and how to start a mushroom project. A mushroom project, it's very, very good because it requires a less startup capital, and also it matures in a very short space of time. For example, if you spawn your mushrooms today, so in mushroom farming, what we call spawning, we can say, is the process of planting the mushroom. We call it spawning because we use the mushroom seeds, which are called spawns. So generally mushrooms, they don't have seeds. Spawns, they are just cultures which can be which will be cultured. It's either in wheat or grain, so or the sawdust and so on and so on. So those cultures, they are the ones which we then mix with what we call a substrate to get a mushroom after a period of 3 weeks. So for you to be a successful mushroom farmer, you need a growing room or a growing house, what we call a shed. So anything coast, which has temperatures of 25 degrees and below, but not less than 20 degrees Celsius. The temperatures, those are the temperatures that we mostly recommend for you to be a successful oyster mushroom farmer. So you having the growing house, you then need the disinfectants. The mushroom project is one of the projects which requires someone who is very, very, very hygienic. Those who were once familiar with microbiology, they can tell better on these issues of mushroom farming. So mushroom farming needs someone to practice excessive hygiene principles. So this one is the simplest, which we call oyster mushroom. So for this one, you need a growing room, you need disinfectants, then you need drums or buckets where you do your dilutions when you are now starting to make these. So now, as you can see, these mushrooms are coming inside this white big thing, which is some bit of a solid. So this thing at first it doesn't start like this. So that's a mixture of what we call cotton seed house and the spawn, which is a culture of mycelia of mushrooms. So those cotton seed house, they are mixed with spawn, then packed in these 3 kg sized bags. Then after a period of 3 weeks, you then open those bags. Then you start watering and also harvesting your mushrooms. So this is a very simple process that someone needs to have. So we have what we call substrates. Some they use cotton seed house. For example, us here in Zimbabwe, we use mostly cotton seed house. They are the best and they have very, very good yields. Then some, and also so many things that are used when you are cultivating your mushrooms. So here you having your cotton seed house, you also need a drum, a 200-liter drum for your dilutions. You also need what we call hydrated lime, the one which is whitish powdered lime. You also need sodium hypochlorite, which is used also for domestic purposes as jig. So you having those things, then you also need growing bags, mostly 3 kg sized bags. Some they can use 5 kg, but I'll advise you to use the smaller ones to prevent contamination, because when the mycelia spreads very fast, it means that you have less chances of getting your mushrooms contaminated. So you having that, you can now do mushroom farming. So what you do is you dilute lime and jig into a drum, a 200-liter drum which is filled with water. So you put 100 mils of lime, sorry, 100 mils of jig and 200 grams of lime in that 200-liter drum. Then you mix thoroughly you leave that for 8 good hours. So those are the things, those are the first basic processes that we do when we're cultivating our oyster. So our next video will be looking on the continuation of the process after we have soaked our cotton seed downs in a mixture of water which has been diluted with the lime and also jig. So the purpose of lime and jig there is to destroy the microorganisms which might be there in cotton seed oils, which might also disturb our mushroom from growing, or our mushroom mycelia. So they do this mostly through pH, and lime also add calcium. So that's those are the uses of those things which are there. So please, let's do subscribe to the video and continue watching the next video.